Yo, what is going on? It's your boy Sawk here, and today I'm bringing you guys my PCL Week 1 Team Builder versus Diet Tight, my son, and his new Brayton Rockruffs. His team will appear on the right-hand side momentarily, and his team does consist of Z, Kieran Black, Entei, Nidoqueen, Serena, Araquanid, Weezing, Zapdos, Conkeldurr, Sylveon, Lycanroc, Dusk, and Mega Metagross. So, when going through my team building process with my front office, shout out to Spanning of the Disco and Spedshed, the first thing that we noticed was Scarflacephalon plus Z Crawdon put in a metric fuck ton of work. Now, that being said, it was kind of hard to figure out the right sets in order to bring, because if I brought one move, I didn't have coverage for the other, so we kind of had a mix of ideas when going into this. However, Scarflacephalon is the first one on this team with Shadow Ball, Fire Blast, Psychic, and Trick. Shadow Ball, Fire Blast, and Psychic hit almost all of his team except for the Araquanid for neutral, if not super effective damage. This is going to be my way of winning late game. So I can keep this in the back, and I can Shadow Ball, I can Fire Blast, I can Psychic. Now, in game, I may change Fire Blast to Flamethrower. It does miss out on a 2-hit KO on, I believe it was Spadef Zapdos. That Fire Blast does 2-hit KO, but Flamethrower does not. So that will be a game time decision. I have the TMs for both, so if I want to, I can change that right before the game. Next up, I do have Portland the Crawdon Darkinium Z this week with Knockoff, Crabhammer, Aqua Jet, and Dragon Dance. With this speed, with 204 Jolly Nature, I do outspeed Adamant Mega Metagross at +1, and Darkinium Z Knockoff from 120 base attack, max attack adaptability, Crawdon will KO it. So this is another way of winning I can keep in the back. So I have two potential win cons. It just depends on which way my team can kind of morph the game into which way I want to win. I also have one of the two in case I need to open more holes. Next up here, I have probably the best Kieran Black Mega Metagross answer I can think of, along with like a Zapdos. Recover, Scald, Counter, and Mirror Coat, Rindoberry, Gastrodon. Now, Counter and Mirror Coat, I can counter Mega Metagross, and I can Mirror Coat back a Hidden Power Grass from Kieran Black, which will KO it back, because after the Rindoberry plus max HP and Force Spadef, I do take around 52% minimum, and I take about 65% maximum. So that roll will KO it back since it doubles the percentage damage dealt back, especially since my high HP stat. If it's HP, that thing's gone no matter what. Now, next up on the team, I have a Leftovers, physically defensive as well, Rotom Heat. This really helps me take on Entei, it helps take on Araquanid to a certain point, it helps take on Serena, Conkeldurr, helps take on Lycanroc Dusk as long as it's not locked into Stone Edge if it's choiced. With Overheat with 4 special attack, Oko's Mega Metagross outright just drops completely. Volt Twitches for momentum, trying to switch in stuff, and Pain Splits just for helpful recovery, and Defugs in case I don't have any hazards that I really don't want to see, especially with Blacephalon on the team. I really don't want to be taking any unnecessary damage. Next up, I do have a quasi-attacking Mega Diancie. Speed again is to outspeed Adamant Mega Metagross, said I don't need to outspeed anything else barring his team. Now, Stealth Rock, Diamond Storm, Earth Power, Moonblast is Rock's 3 attacks, of course, so this allows me to come on in, set my rocks up, and just start hitting things, which is kind of the theme of this team. So I have Mega Diancie here just to kind of come on in after the next Pokemon I'm going to show off here, my Milwaukee the Beware. Now, Milwaukee the Beware is rocking Expert Bell with Zen Headbutt, Earthquake Return, and SD. Now, this means that I'm going to probably end up changing this to Frustration in-game because I don't have the time right now. I'm actually getting the team gen to me as I speak. I don't have the time to change it to Return and get the max happiness up, so I'm probably going to change to Frustration right away, trying to make sure that's all good. Now, the plan is to lead Beware, click SD, and start clicking buttons trying to kill Pokemon. Then go into Mega Diancie, get my rocks up, and start clicking more buttons, and then play around with my 2 walls here, Gastrodon and Rotom. And then in the end game, once a couple things are weakened or I don't see any Pokemon that I feel like I can go with, I have Scarflacephalon and DD Darkinium Crawdon in order to win late game. So that's kind of the plan going into it. So I hope you guys did enjoy this team builder. I hope it guys gives you some insight into what I'm thinking when I go through this. And I hope to see you all in game. And with that, I'm out for the day. Peace out, Girl Scouts.